what Tane mentioned there about sort of almost like learning about yourself or finding out who you were. You know, I imagine it's quite a big, particularly when you said that you weren't even aware that Oxford existed. It didn't seem like you came from a school where that was kind of like put on students, or they kind of plucked students out that thought, oh, Oxford or Oxbridge or whatever. Did you have a sense at all of feeling out of place when you joined, or did you find it was quite welcoming straight away?
Everyone was very welcoming, but I think I kind of thought myself, I kind of told myself that I didn't belong there, you know, kind of massive imposter syndrome kind of thing. And that wasn't based on anything else or anybody else. You just think, you look around and like, they must be so much better than me. They look at them like in the library, they're focusing so much. I'm just, you know, I can't focus at all. Like, I'm so rubbish. Like that kind of thing where you just put yourself down. And it took me several years actually to kind of really be like, okay, no, I do actually belong here. And it isn't, you know, I'm not super dumb or things like that. And I think especially what you're talking about is about in terms of your identity. I think that's what's, you know, great about university, is being able to, again, really find out, you know, what's important to you. Again, because I feel like at school, I was kind of labeled by other people as a smart person or a person who likes academics and stuff, that I didn't really know much about myself outside of that. So it's actually really nice going to an environment like Oxford where I wasn't any different to anyone else in that respect. So I was actually, no, I'm a sporty person, you know, or I enjoy talking about this, and things. And it's really a great opportunity to think, you know, beyond the boundaries that you kind of are put upon at school. Because again, at school, it is so much focused on exams, and that's great. But it doesn't give much flexibility in being able to explore other areas that you might be interested in.
So what would you say to someone who's gone to a university, you know, it could be Oxford or Oxbridge or any university, where they are struggling with that sort of imposter syndrome, as you said, who might be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit unsure of who they are, do they belong there? And what would you say to someone who is having those sort of like almost like internal doubts?
Well, I think the first thing you can do is speak to anybody, any other student, and I'll assure you that they're thinking the same thing. Like, again, you have a quick conversation, you realize that everyone is comparing themselves to other people and think they're doing rubbish. And that almost helps in a sense, being like, okay, I'm not the only one. And I think secondly, again, kind of in terms of finding your people, I found joining societies and clubs being great, because then I'd meet people who, you know, kind of like me, you know, people who, you know, I was really into like football and stuff. So I met other people into football and I was like, oh, that's great. They're just like me and they're also here, you know. So it's really nice being able to find people who you can relate to. And then it kind of grounds you a little bit. Because again, when in university, you're moving to a completely new place where you might not even visited before. And so again, just finding some kind of home comforts and, you know, people and places can be really useful in terms of feeling like you belong a bit more.
Were there any like weird sort of traditions or anything like that? No,
there were loads.
Oh, really?
There were so many.
Are you allowed? Is there like a secret code you're not allowed to talk about?
No. I mean, the weirdest one, which is it's on Ascension Day. So firstly, you walk around all the other colleges with a whole bunch of primary school children with sticks, and they bang the walls of certain buildings.
Sorry, what am I in an alternate reality?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Wait, go again.
You're with children.
Yeah, so it's like primary school kids. It's like the beating of the bounds or something. And so you walk around they sing this like little chant. Yeah. But anyway, that's only the first half of the day. Second half of the day is so Brasenose students, which is a college I was at, they get let in through a secret door to our neighbouring college, Lincoln College. And the secret door is only open for 15 minutes every year on this day. And then in Lincoln College, they give you ivy-laced beer.
Ivy?
Yeah, it's like laced with ivy. So apparently it tastes disgusting.
Well, like as in the plant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the primary school kids come back and the Lincoln choir sings on top of a tower, throws out pennies, and then the little kids collect the pennies. Yeah, and that all happens on one day. And again, like I literally cringe at it too, because I'm like, how is that even real? Like, it's so weird. But it is quite a weird experience to be part of, like when you're going through a little secret passageway to get your IV beer at like 12 p.m. on a Thursday. So yeah, it's loads of weird things where I'm like, how is this even happening? But it was funny to be a part of, and everyone else is like, yeah, this is not normal. So
and you just do you just take part in that in your first year, or do you then have to do that for the following 3 years?
It's every year, yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there any like weird initiations at Oxford?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think maybe some of the sports clubs do crazy things.
Nothing for football or own?
Not under my captainship.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, the same in other universities. Sometimes they make you do funny stuff when you join clubs and societies, but there wasn't anything too bad. There was, so there's like a matriculation ceremony where you have to like wear the gown and cap and stuff, and then you go through into the Sheldonian Theatre, and then the chancellor's chants Latin at you, and then you're officially part of the university. So that's quite a good day. And then people, go punting and everything. So
how Oxford.
Yeah, I know, it very is. And especially that's like 2 weeks in. So that's kind of a real like initiation of being like, wow, yeah, this is a strange place. But yeah, nothing too bad that I've heard of.
Did you get involved in, does Oxford do Freshers Week, or is it a couple of weeks, or how does that work?
Yeah, they do Freshers Week, and there's like Freshers events, which is all really fun. And again, you get to know your year so quickly. Like I knew everyone's names of my year by the end of that week. I think compared to other universities, the downside is that you do get set work during that first week.
Oh, really?
So people were still doing essays in Freshers Week, which is kind of insane. But you still had lots of time to chill, and you had like the typical inductions about, how the food works and how the library works and things like that. So
sorry, how the food works?
Like, how you pay for it,
okay.
like in what apps
like
you have to download.
Or?
Yeah, canteen, and stuff. You have to download the app and like upload money and things like that. So yeah, the kind of the more admin kind of side of things. So it's good to kind of get all that sorted in the first week. But yeah, I don't think maybe Freshers Week is slightly different compared to other universities, but everyone still has a great time and goes out 5 nights in a row. So it isn't like...
So I guess on that point that we sort of spoke about earlier about that mental health thing, saying, someone who might have imposter syndrome or someone who might be feeling uncomfortable, I guess maybe you would say is like, really engage with Freshers Week, because I guess it's the only time where everyone in your year is probably feeling exactly the same as you, and that's your opportunity to go out and meet people. And
I mean, everyone wants to make friends, and everyone's really nice. And also, I'm not necessarily a massive fan of nightclubs and stuff, but there were other opportunities to meet people which is more chill, like arts and craft night and board games night and things a bit more wholesome. But there was lots of, you don't have to, lots of people might come into uni having never gone out before and might feel quite insecure about that. But again, that's not a problem at all. There will definitely be people who are just like you and don't want to participate in those kind of things. And you're always going to find those people. So again, kind of having courage that there is a friendship group out there for you.